Well, hi there. Hope you're doing well. Ooh, banging stuff around here. Hope you're all nice and settled in. Got my studio shoes on. I'm ready to work. I'm gonna ink this Boilerman picture. I cannot remember his name now. From Spirited Away. Can't remember his actual name. Oh no, that's horrible. Oh well, someone tell me in the comments, so I don't have to go look it up. Oh, thanks so much for being here. It's meant a lot having so many people check out my channel and subscribing. If you're just here checking it out, thank you so much. If you have already subscribed, thank you so much. Hopefully you find some value in what I'm doing, and we can hang out some more. Jumping straight to this mustache, which might not have been the best call. Maybe I should have warmed up a little bit with something, but whatever. We're gonna be okay. Yeah. I can cover some of that if I need to. It's gonna have black right there. I hope whatever you're working on is going well. Or if you're just sitting and chilling and hanging out, man, that's awesome. I really like these videos where we kind of get this time together. It's funny because I've found, even for myself, when I sit and I record it and I'm, I'm on my own, right? Excuse me, my sniffles. I still feel like I've got people that are hanging out with me. So it's nice. So thank you for being there with me. I really appreciate it. And I hope you also feel like you get something out of hanging out while I'm working. I don't want to do too much with his face yet. I actually just watched this with Eva. Watched it over a couple nights. She loved it. Good parenting, right? Yeah, anyway, sorry, doing that little claw there. So it's been nice getting to do these videos, hang out with folks. Instead of just in the studio drawing on my own, having that little bit of company is great. So this week what I'm doing in my videos is these Miyazaki Studio Ghibli fan art daily drawings. So I call them dailies because it's my reminder to myself that I should be doing them daily. But, of course, I do not always get to them daily. I'm doing these Miyazaki pieces. I've done some Totoro ones lately. I'm planning to do them for all the main movies that I've seen, because I admittedly have not seen them all. And yeah, and then we'll see what I do with them from there. Some of them I want to color, I think. Make prints. I guess that's kind of what I got going on. I'm doing all this Bjorn formatting. Pretty much done, actually. And now it's just sort of clean up and getting mistakes. I've sent stuff along to people who get their eyes on those things for me. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out which angle to get this at. Sorry, kind of spaced out there for a sec while I was doing that. So I'm working on a print sale. I haven't done prints in a long time. I just kind of stopped, mostly because I wasn't going to conventions as much, and I was working on Bjorn. I wanted to just do my own thing. So when I first started drawing, I did fan art at conventions, and that was how I made money with my art. And I did well, but I wasn't overly happy because, you know, as much as I like doing this stuff, especially now, at the time, I wasn't feeling fulfilled. There we go. It's the difference between being happy about what I was doing but feeling fulfilled. That's really what it was. Because I think more than an artist even, I want to be, or I am, however we need to look at that, a storyteller, right? I want to tell stories. So you can tell stories with a single piece of art, for sure. But I never felt like they were my stories because I was so focused on fan art. Because the reality is at conventions especially, but just sort of in general, people are looking to buy things that they already know they like. And when we say that, it makes you're like, well, yeah, why would I buy something right, that I don't know that I like, or that you don't know that you might like? And it's tough. And I know that some people, maybe it is just an income thing as I'm thinking about it. But like, I know so many people that for the most part, if you go to a restaurant, you order kind of the same things, right? Anyway, so that's what selling things at conventions is really like. People see your art, and they dig your art, probably, but they are drawn in, they're pulled in by seeing a character, a property, right, that they already know they enjoy. They want it in your style, but they want Deadpool or Doctor Who or whatever, right? And that's what they're looking for. So whenever you have your own thing that people don't know, like when I go to sell Bjorn books now, it's totally different. And I have people apologize regularly. This happens often, and I get it. They think they're supposed to, like I'm supposed to be famous enough, or my book is supposed to be popular enough, or something. I don't know where it comes from, but they apologize for not knowing what it is. And I think that's just the way of saying, "What is this?" They say, "I'm so sorry, I don't know what this is." But so I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to tell my own stories. So I stopped doing fan art, right? And then as life changed, as we had Eva and I was working on the Bjorn books, I honestly just didn't have time. Like I had so little time to even finish the Bjorn books quickly, right? Certainly didn't have time to do extra things. So when I did get to do pictures, I just sold the original and that was kind of it. And I would often have people like, "Oh, are you doing prints of that?" The other thing is a lot of times, and I'm going to see if this is going to happen with this endeavor I'm moving into, people say they want prints. People will always say, "Oh, you should put that on t-shirts. Oh, you should put that on prints. Oh, you should," and you don't sell a lot. So I am kind of worried that that's going to be the case. But we'll see. And then I know. And then I don't do it again. That's how that works. So now I can take some of the fan art pictures that I've done and we can see about just doing limited print runs. And I'll see how much people are into it. Other big thing I want to do, well, kind of ties together, maybe, we'll see, because if it goes well, I would like to do some prints of some public domain stuff that I want to draw. There's some stories that are in public domain that I've wanted to do my own illustrations for a long time. And, it's not quite the same as doing things that are more modern and popular. I gotta do all the little eyes on these soot sprites. Oh my goodness, this is gonna take forever. Ooh, do I have a small enough tip on this pen? I think so. Anyway, so I want to do some what was I saying? Oh, public domain stuff. I'm actually very excited about that. But I need to see if people want prints. And honestly, the public domain stuff, I actually really want to do some actual book publishing. And I'm going to try to do physical ones. But I at least want to do digital copies. And then I'll just print, a couple for me and my family, if no one else if no one's into it. Part of it is a, I don't know if it's an getting older thing or what, but especially books that I might have read to Eva. If it's something that I really love and I bother to illustrate one of these public domain books, I love the thought of her having a copy that her dad illustrated. I love the thought of got further than that, right? She can give a copy to her kid someday. Or I can, I guess, if I'm still around. Here's hoping. So, that would be very awesome. It's like the ultimate fan art, you know? Like, oh, I'm just going to illustrate the whole book. How cool is that? I don't want to say too many of them, because I don't know how many I'm going to get around to. I plan to do a couple coming up soon. But one that I really, really, really want to do is Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is one of the just best things I've ever read, and I'd had people talk about how great it was, the writing, because I loved Winnie the Pooh, the cartoons and the movies when I was little. But now, having read the actual books, it's tough because I'm reading them to like a little kid, and I want to stop and marvel at the writing. Like, oh man, did you read that? Look how they said that. And she doesn't care. The play on language is fun and all, but she just wants the story. So good. Anyway, so I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know how long that one will take. I figured I would just do a chapter at a time, even. I've got one other major thing that I want to do, public domain thing, coming up. It's a Halloween themed thing, so I'm hoping I can get that rolling in the next month or so. And with the Winnie the Pooh, I'd probably just, like I said, just a chapter here and there. My goal would be to finish the whole book, but who knows? So maybe I would just do a chapter and put a chapter up for digital sale, you know. Ooh, all these little soot sprites. This seemed like a great picture whenever I just had to do it digitally. Yeah, the stuff that I want to do in public domain too. Like I have some stuff that is because I love the story. Well, actually, I guess all of it's because I love their stories. But like one of the things that I really want to do with like Winnie the Pooh is because Shepard's illustrations were just so good, man. I love them so much. Just that beautiful pen work. And, I'm not, of course, don't want to compare myself, but I want to do my kind of version of that. So I'm very excited about doing just black and white illustrations for the chapters, and then if I did do something like prints, then I could I could have prints and maybe color some of the prints. Although I don't know, maybe that's silly to do the book in black and white and then do something completely different for the prints. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been cooking up. To put together some of my fan art. Maybe some of my own stuff too. Like I've got a couple Tompton pieces, the little gnomes. So do some prints and then start working in on some of these public domain things. I think the prints will be, yeah, I'd like to get them rolling going into, what month are we in? So going into September. Would be nice. The thing too with the prints is then I could, because the way I'm thinking about it is I would just do basically pre-orders, and then whatever I don't sell, or rather whatever I sell is what I sell, and just kind of leave it at that. But I might actually put in, if people just seem totally disinterested, then I'm not going to worry about them anymore. But again, been asked, so, and it's a fun thought. I like the thought of, maybe every month or so release some special edition prints, right? Like doing these Miyazaki, these Studio Ghibli pieces. I could do that. That would be cool. But then yeah, like whatever I finish for the month, whether it's all of them or just a couple of them or what, pick some prints and make those available to folks who want them. Do that every month because I like doing the daily drawings anyway, and I know I sell the originals on my Patreon, which if you're interested in my original art, that's your best bet to get it, because honestly I've been lucky and most of that stuff sells pretty quick, so not a lot of it ever really ends up making it to my shop these days. But I'd like people to be able to, have more people have access to my art. So not just the originals, right? All right. So now this always takes me a moment. I gotta block this off. Honestly, like one of the toughest parts. I used to just not even worry, but I feel like the pictures look so much better if I actually try to do a good job blocking off the borders. as much as this is like organically not straight, when I would just get to work and start brushing it, it'd be bad. And often the worst part was is I wouldn't notice until I went and started. I would already scan it in, and I would like see the image posted. I don't know what it is. It wasn't even like I wouldn't even notice it on my screen whenever I would scan it in. I'm dense, I guess. That's what it really boils down to. Yeah, I would always find. I wouldn't notice it until I had like scanned the image in, cleaned it up, and then posted it on social media. And like then I would go, oh man, look at that border's super crooked. I'd have to go and erase the post and do the edits that I need to do on it was a nightmare. Anyway, that's me. So now I try to block them out a little bit better. Give myself a nice line there to work with, so I know not to deviate from it too much. And it's it won't be. It's not perfect, obviously. I didn't use a ruler. Oh my god. I can't think of the last time I used a ruler. I've had people ask me for commissions where they want like Transformers is usually the one that I think of, but any kind of robot or something like that, I'm like, okay, well, first off, you should take a look at my work and make sure you want me to draw, Iron Man or whatever. Like, this might not be what you think it's going to be. When I'm doing Bjorn pages, I will I'll use my actual brushes to do these spot black areas. Because with the Pentel, I always have to wait for the ink to kind of refill so that it can be cleaner, or thicker, rather. I actually saw a cool. Who did I see do that? Oh, Scotty Young, which he's phenomenal. If you don't know Scotty Young, yeah, you should definitely go check him out. I say that I need to remember that there are people who are on here who aren't necessarily comic folks. Maybe you found it through me. You're a friend of mine or something. Anyway, Scotty Young. He is a modern inking marvel of a cartoonist. He definitely had an influence on me when I started drawing again. It's funny because he very much has his own style, for sure. And he capitalized on brushwork. Like, you pretty much can't ink with a brush, can't ink cartoony with a brush and not get compared to Scotty. Oh, right. I was like, what was I talking about? He put a recommendation out there about using Q-tips when you spot black. And I was like, oh man, that's, again, genius. Just shows you someone been doing it for a long time. It just gloops it on there, and then you don't have to clean it as much. Yeah, genius. I wonder if this brush pen is the best. I don't know if I've got one. It would be better. Ooh, maybe I'll, sorry, whenever I was looking over, maybe I will ink something with my my fountain pen soon. Got this bad boy cleaned up a little bit ago. I cleaned up, of course, but I've been writing with it most mornings. So the ink is kind of running out. Gotta make sure I get more ink in there. Otherwise, it'll get all dirty again. Well, not dirty, but clogged. Clogged, I guess. Yeah, man. So prints. Public domain work. It's kind of where my head is at when I'm not in full-on commissions or yarn work. So we shall see. We shall see how those things go. Now, sorry, I'm gonna use my little whiteout pen. Let's see. Although I don't know if I want to use this one. This might be too big. It's a little harder to control. Not terrible. But I kind of want to use my paint pens for this, actually. This guy, I have to squeeze it a little too much to get the thickness that I would want. Excuse me. Although maybe up here that'd be good too. Trying to figure out the best. It's so tough with my camera angle, guys. I've got to get a new camera for y'all so that I can fix my setup. I just feel like I'm trying to always sort out my mic, and I'm trying to sort out best camera angles and that stuff, and I'm just working with what I got here, so it'd be nice to get that. That'll be a big thing as the channel grows, to improve on the quality of my tools, to help improve on the quality of the content, the product, whatever you want to call it. I guess it's not a product. I'm going to hit some of that still with, this is mine. These guys usually use a 0.1 for most things. I've got a couple of bigger ones, but I tend to not use those as much. Let's see. Pick up a little more of the ink when I'm going over stuff. The whiteout, I tend to get a very good, it blots out the black. It whites it out better. Whereas with the paint, there's often like a grayness to it. I think I'm done. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you watched to the end there. Man, quick recap. What did I... Yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you for all the support on the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe, all that good jazz, all the stuff I'm supposed to say. Share it around. And, you know, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me this dude's name again. That was the big one. Kind of botched my end there. There we go. Alright guys, thank you so much. Thanks for spending time with me. Thanks for hanging out. And I'll see you next time.